Hey, Tux. It's a good spot for you all the way over there to the side, buddy. Good morning, Ruby. 6:39, and we're basically on time. Every morning as we hit downtown, kids from Shaw University are over here practicing soccer. It's pretty uneventful driving in this time of year. The sun's not really pretty, and you know, traffic's just sort of ho-hum, but these kids are out doing their morning exercise. I just paused our book. I said you'll have to wait till this afternoon.
That was in the good part that you don't easily cliffhang.
I know. Will they make it past the people chasing them? We'll have to see. We'll have to wait. Have a good day, buddy.
You too, Mom. I love you.
Love you too, bud. It's Friday.
Yay!
TGIF. I'm pulled over at one of my regular Polka stops to fight a gym battle, but I wanted to mention that I went through the absolute worst asphalt spilled on the road that I think I have ever run through, and I just didn't have a choice, so I'm sort of upset. Hopefully it wasn't sticky and didn't stay on the car. I'll have Dawn come out and we'll look her over when I get home. It looked like they filled a couple of potholes near the major intersection of Mechanical Boulevard and US 401, but didn't come along after they filled them in and actually run the wheel, the hot steamroller on top of it. So it was just sort of, they were relying on the cars to pack it in, and or maybe the truck that filled the hole also just accidentally dumped some loose asphalt down on the road. I don't know. It was terrible. Worst ever. Just my luck today. Maybe this afternoon I'll have, it seemed to be fine going. It was coming home that was the problem. So I think this afternoon I'll be taking an alternate route. Well, I sure am sad to see this morning. They've put a chain up across the entranceway to Bob Barker, and no trespassing signs have been added. I mean, there was a private property no trespassing sort of before, but this looks like, yeah, don't come in here seriously. So I don't know, if you were looking to use this level 2 charger because it's on PlugShare, I think you'd be out of luck now. Bob Barker, I think they work 4-10 shifts, so they're closed on Fridays. Obviously, if it was a normal work day for them, they wouldn't have the chain pulled across there, and their employees would be pulling into the parking area. So I don't know. I'll go look out on PlugShare and see if the chargers have been removed. Yeah, it's still on PlugShare. However, the most recent comment as of 8/16 at 12:27 p.m. I guess that was yesterday, is that access was chained off. Very disappointed. BJ's Model 3. So, yep, not the only person to notice. We have never charged there, just plugged in once with the loaner car just to see how a J1772 would work, to use the adapter. But other people actually depend on it. So, yeah, that's not so good. I wish they would make it at a reasonable cost versus just flat out block it off. There's a local Facebook page, Today in the Quay, that has all of the inside scoop on what's going on in the town. And first off, I went out there and I looked, and then I searched on Bob Barker to see if they mentioned what was going on, and I didn't see anything. So then I sent a message to the person that runs the page and asked if they knew what was going on. I seem to remember down on that side of town, town's not that big, but still, it's 3 blocks that way, north, the north side of the old the old Fuquay Main Street, where I hang out most of the time near Stick Boy, that they're going to put in more stuff over there, like a taller building with a parking deck and shopping and apartments. So I don't know. Bob Barker has a much larger warehousing facility on the east side of town, a couple miles away. And so it's possible that they didn't need to be in 2 locations anymore, because I know that they're super committed to staying in Fuquay. The town and them had like a little incentive package back in 2016, and they added some warehouse space, and they added 50 jobs, and a lot of people in Fuquay work for them. They are a detention supplier. I think that means toiletries, prison uniforms, that kind of thing. It's, yeah, sort of a different kind of a business, one you wouldn't think of. But at any point, I don't, if that location has potentially closed, I think that it'd just be because they moved those jobs over to the warehouse. I don't know that that's true. Let's just see what Today in Niquay responds with. Inquiring minds want to know what's going on in their town. Yeah, PlugShare mentions the charger at the facility on the east side of town too, so maybe I can stop in there this afternoon, either going or coming, to pick up Johnny and see if those are blocked off or not. The next time I run into Mayor Byrne, I think I'll mention to him how important I think it is that the town adds 2 to 4 of their own level 2 chargers. I already contacted Aviator Brewing Company a couple of months ago and suggested that they, when they're building their new building and parking lot, that they try to put a couple in over there. So just, you know, doing what I can do for the town, make sure they're aware, make sure they realize it's important to have a couple of them. Just because I wouldn't really on any regular basis need to use them doesn't mean that I don't think having a few of them around the downtown area aren't important. My boy loves his driveway. I will go out there and gently encourage him to go off in the grass, at least long enough for me to get into the garage. Wish Johnny was here to do that right now. I'm back in Ruby, headed to get Johnny from school. It's 1:20. You know, I don't want to get there too early, but I don't want to leave him out in the sun in the heat too long either. So basically right on time. So look, I did a little more research at the house, and the Today in the Quay people answered me. The town of Fuquay bought that Bob Barker building. They are moving town hall into that building. Supposed to be an 8 to 10 month renovation effort. Town hall is currently within walking distance of the Taekwondo studio. I don't ever usually film that building. It might have incidentally shown up in when I was showing some of the construction at the intersection. It's back basically behind Rose's, behind the Taekwondo studio. So they've outgrown it. They moved the Bob Barker office over to the warehouse, kind of like I maybe suspected. So they didn't get rid of any jobs or close down anything. They just simply moved those people all over where the warehouse was in one spot. So I think we have our answer. They can't have people charging over there while they're renovating the building. Just probably not going to work. So hopefully when they reopen the building, they'll still have the 2 chargers there and the town will still operate them. I hope so. Again, if I see the mayor out and about playing Pokemon Go, because he does occasionally play. Also, you know, one of the stops is right there by where he lives. If I see him out walking, because he walks a lot, I will ask him about charging for Fuquay. I went and put some information on PlugShare on the entry for those chargers, so anyone that sees the "it's roped off" will also see the "why it's roped off." So, like I said, renovation. Honey, hey buddy.
Hey, Mom.
I'm glad it's Friday, but I'm also gonna miss you this weekend. Yeah, Johnny's headed to his dad's house this weekend. Always miss him when he's gone. So how was school today?
It was okay.
Yeah, Johnny's actually told me a little bit of sad moves. His science teacher is moving on to be an assistant principal, and they're gonna get a new middle school science teacher. And Johnny loves Mr. Ward, so we're sad. We're both sad about that. Yeah, sorry, buddy, but I'm sure it'll work out. This new person, you might enjoy them just as much, and I would be optimistic.
I am
Always
too.
approach things with the cup half full. Yeah. After taking a day off to mow the lawn,
Yeah.
poor Don's back out here working on the XB, although he does have the air conditioner cranked,
Yeah.
the fan on, and a good amount of light so he can see what he's doing.
That's right. Yeah, I've decided to use the old-fashioned car wax on this baby. Instead of my $40 a bottle. Not because I'm cheap, but I have to tell you, this new finish is what I basically have used on all my other cars forever. And it just works really well. It lasts a long time. It does go on pretty easy. It goes on easy. It takes a little rub to get off, but it's not bad, just, you know, a little elbow grease. But it really does a good job. And I've always liked it. I mean, this bottle I've got, I don't know how many, you know, this is a 20-year-old bottle. I mean, it's old. Well, if you keep your car in a garage, which of course I have, you know, it's hard. When you keep them out in the sun and the weather all the time, then it's a lot harder on the paint. But you know, when you keep them in garages, it's just they stay cleaner and the paint doesn't fade.
Right. Well, and plus you're working on metal that's nice and cool, not out in the sun or
Oh, yeah,
something.
right.
You got to always apply these chemicals on cool metal.
Yeah, this car is at, you know, like 80 degrees, whatever the garage is at, because it's been sitting in here
Couple hours.
couple hours, yeah. And it was in the shade before it was brought in here. And so, you know, I'm thinking it's going on pretty good.
So Johnny's been working with his Lego robotics stuff again, and he's interested in gear ratios, and he's put together this really cool gear. So show us what it does. Johnny wants you to know that it goes really fast and you shouldn't put your fingers in the gears.
Also be careful if you're not using something that's already stuck together. Beware of flying parts if you use the wrong part.
Put your remote into the picture. These are power functions, and these are wired motors, whereas with, I guess, the actual Lego Mindstorms, there's no wires. But the remote is way cool because you can use it to move a vehicle.
And I have.
Yep. It's date night.
Hey there.
Hey,
You going date night?
I do. Where are you taking me? Where's our hot date place?
Where do you always go on date night? Home Depot.
Here's the dash cam you were looking for.
Right.
Just showing a little respect and remembrance for the Queen of Soul. Don asked me how many steps I wanted, and I said, plenty. That's what I said, plenty.
She did.
I find myself noticing blacked out cars now, and also paying more attention to wheels than I ever paid attention in my entire life. Don's studying normal light bulbs, and I am looking at the black light and the color changing light. Go figure. Well, you bringing me to this garden center door instead of the one at the other end?
What, you ain't gonna go to the garden center?
Do we come to Home Depot and not go to the garden center?
I thought this was date night.
I know, I thought it was too. Garden center's this way. This is flowering ginger, and I don't believe I've seen this plant before. The leaves look like a...
But Ginger, she used to wear a flower in her hair all the time on Gilligan's Island.
Very funny. Well, you know, they've got a lot of plants out here, considering Walmart's empty. They got a lot of flower and cone flower, the Celiosa. There's some big pots of impatiens. A lot of stuff. Not a clearance plant to be found. That was really what I was looking for.
A little printer to print out
labels. Who knew?
It's date night at the Home Depot.
That's right, and we're trying to decide if we want goop off or goop gone.
You say that fast 3 or 4 times
Goop
now.
off and goop gone. Goop off, goop gone. Goop off, goop gone.
I'm eyeing this backpack blower. Don says ours is how many CFM?
530.
And this one's 600. Comes with a medium-sized battery, a 5 amp hour.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely would tell you if you're going to get a blower, get one of these 56 volt Ego. The 530 is good, but like Marianne says, she gets tired of holding it.
Well, that's because I got the 7 amp hour battery on it, right, or something. I got the heavy. I used the heaviest one.
That's right. You can put the 2.5 amp hour battery, but that only lasts about 10 minutes. We put the 5 amp hour battery on there, and it goes like 20-25 minutes. And if you put when you put that 7.5 amp hour in there, basically your arm falls off before it goes
Yeah,
down.
I don't head down the driveway with anything but the biggest.
My girl, she don't mess around. She's got her 600 CFM 56 volt lithium ion Ego blower.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting Dawn for his Christmas present now,
Yeah.
so I can use it.
Right. Look at what we found at Home Depot. A hot flash fixer.
Well, if I needed a key, I would want the butterfly key, but...
Well, keys are so like 4th century BC. I mean, your car don't have a key. Your house don't have a key. What do you need a key for?
Exactly.
Well, those wheels sure are shiny. She's a party thing.
Yepper. Oh, wait a minute. That's your line.
Yeah, right.
Woo! We may have stopped at DQ.
Hey, it's
Maybe.
date night. Date night at the
Don says it's 2018 and...
I need to get that self-driving. I can't eat my DQ and drive. I need self-driving so I can have my ice cream.
Well, we're driving down Main Street, Fuquay, and the lights just went out.
Yep.
When we came through town the first time, the lights had gone out, but they came back on. And they are really out now. Like, out. Dark. Better not be out at the house.
That's right.